Okay, hey, how are y'all doing today? On this segment today, I'm going to be answering a question that I received today. And let me go ahead and read it to you. It says, "Hi, I'm a 29-year-old woman, and I think I'm pretty. I have no kids. I own my own home. I'm college educated, and I'm very independent with a 9 to 5. I've been on the dating scene for about 4 years, but I'm still single, and I don't know why. Every time I think I've met a compatible man, it falls to pieces. I regularly attend church and have even met a few guys there, but those situations don't turn out to be serious. I try networking events and even online dating, but it all seems to be a joke. None of my biological sisters are married either and face the same problems, but many of my sorors are. She says they're married, so I guess she's in a sorority. I just want to know, why am I still single? Now, this question has been asked and continues to be asked by a lots of women, and I'm going to try my best to help you answer it. Okay, so I'm going to try and help this person by answering a lot of their questions. Just from reading their email, here are some things that I gathered as to why they could very well still be single. So, number one, friends and family have the potential to poison your love life. And I'm going to tell you how. You could bring home a pretty decent guy, and your mom will say something about him negative, or your sisters, or anybody in your family will say something negative about this person for whatever reason. Because they don't have anyone, because they're just very skeptical, because they're just a negative person all the way around. Could be several reasons why um, they just choose to say something negative. So as a result, you soak it in and you back up because of the opinion of somebody else. You've not really checked this person out. You really don't know what they're about. But because your family member or friend said something negative for whatever personal reason they have, you now implement that into your relationship. You really have to get to the point to where you can make a decision yourself, a good solid decision, and stick with it, versus getting everyone's opinion, especially the opinion of people who are, one, single and can't seem to get a relationship right, or two, people that you know who've been hurt and bitter and haven't worked out their own issues. You know your mama done been divorced 3 times. So it ain't necessarily the men around 3 times you getting divorced. Something wrong with you. So just be cognizant of that fact. Number two, you still live with your mom, or you're just not financially set. A guy doesn't necessarily want to come pick you up from your mom's house unless he living at his mama's house too. Then yeah, okay, that's a little different because y'all both are pretty much similar in situation. So you want to kind of have yourself together. Like, do you have your own place? Do you have your own vehicle? Because a guy doesn't necessarily want to take you on as a burden. Every time we go somewhere, I got to pick you up. Every time I want to chill with you, we got to chill at your mama house. That's kind of a burden. So you want to check and see if, one, you have your own stuff together, because that can be a real big hindering factor as to why you have become you are single or not being single. Number three, try to get in shape or at least look good. Everybody's not going to be a size 6. I don't expect everyone to be a size 6. However, if you a size 16 or if you a size 26, make that 16 and that 26 look good. Wear clothes that, fit and are not sloppy and are not too tight. Put you on a little bit of makeup, get your hair done. If you can't get your hair done, go get you a $20 wig. Whatever it is that you feel like you need to do. If you can't get a $40 nail set, go get you some of those, what are they called? The ones you can just pop on and pop off. Those kind of nails. If you can't afford to get a pedicure, go get your own little pedicure set. Scrub that stuff off the bottom of your foot. Put you some toenail polish on and keep it moving. So there's ways to get around that. And also working out and trying to work on your physical fitness. Like, I'm not a gym buff, as you could probably tell. But at the same time, I still want to try and get better as far as walking, running, eating better, drinking my water with my lemon in it, an effort at least. So try that. You don't have to become a gym, gym rat in there all the time, but walk around your neighborhood, walk around the gym, something to that effect. Number 4, everybody knows you love Jesus. I understand that. Everybody knows you love God. You was anointed and highly favored. We understand all that. We get that. However, don't make a guy feel like he has to compete with Jesus. And when I say compete with Jesus, what I mean is, I'm a Christian also. So I understand the importance of having Christ in your life and how important he is to a person. However, when you're trying to get into a relationship, let him know there is something to you more than just Jesus. Let him know that, we're not going to spend 24 hours of a day in church. Because while I like church, enjoy going, there regularly, there's more to life than just church. Especially if you're dating. You can go bowling, you can go to the movies, you can go to concerts, you can go to plays, you can sit at home, play board games, you can play video games, you can go out to eat, you can go to places where you can learn to cook, all kind of different things that you can do. You can go into creativeloafing.com to find different things for you to do. Everything doesn't have to be centered around church. Everything doesn't have to be centered around church. Don't compare him or try to pressure him into church stuff. If he's not the kind of guy that wants to go to church all the time, don't pressure him. You can ask him, but don't pressure him, because that will turn him off more than likely. He'll see that you're just so adamant about church. Now, like I said, you can ask, but just leave it where it is. Don't just, you gotta go. You gotta go in the name of Jesus. No. Maybe he doesn't feel like going, and that's fine. You may not like that, but you have to respect that at the end of the day. Number 5. Another reason why some women are single is because you always talking, meaning you always on your phone. Every time somebody look up, you on your phone, girl, yeah, and this is what happened, and this is what happened, and then this happened after this, and that happened after that, and I'm just, girl, yes, girl, girl, yes, girl, yes, girl, yes, girl, yes, girl. I've never been really the kind of female to just sit up on the phone and just talk. Like, because after a period of time, I'm just like, there's so many other things that I could be doing. I mean, I run like 2 businesses. I'm always trying to promote. I'm always trying to find new ways in which to get clients. I'm always doing new things. There's so many things for me to be doing other than to be sitting up on the phone, as my mom would say, jaw-jacking with you about nothingness. And that's what I call it, nothingness. Now, if we're talking about something, then yeah, let's talk. Let's chop it up. But if we're just sitting there just talking about nothingness, then you know what, I really get to the point where I feel like I'm wasting my time. So then I'll be like, girl, yeah, but I gotta go. I'm keep in touch now, keep in touch. I'm gonna talk to you later though. I got you, girl. I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna text you, girl. I promise. Sometimes you gotta learn how to disconnect from your friends and disconnect from the world and just focus on him. Sometimes you need to do that. Just focus on him. My significant other, sometimes when he want to talk to me, I may be on the iPad. He be like, put the iPad down. And I do, out of respect. What is it you need to say to me? What would you like to say to me? What do you want to talk about? Let's talk. So, that's something that I personally suggest for you to do if you're interested in becoming more than just his friend. Learn how to disconnect and be interested in him and what he's talking about. Now, in fairness to you, get you someone who you can be interested in. If all he talks about is, Young Jeezy and Lil Wayne, and he can't talk about nothing else, then one, you're going to do yourself a disservice, because there's so many other things in this world to talk about. So keep that in perspective. Number 6, get out the club. You just turning up all the time. I mean, all the time. Every time we see you, we go on your Instagram every single day. And every time we see you in a new dress, in a different club, with a different glass of champagne in your hand, get out the club. If that's what you like to do every once in a while, cool. But do you know how many other things you could be doing other than at the club? Start you a business. Get you some business instead of being at the club all the time. I know the club is fun. The music is loud, drinks is flowing. Some clubs you get to smoke a little weed in. Your friends, y'all laughing. All the stuff going there. You seeing dudes seeing you. Hey, boo. All that other stuff. I understand. I used to go to the club a lot. However, at the end of the day, when somebody trying to get serious with you, if every time they call you and they hear loud music in the background because you at the club, it's just like, dang, can I ever get to know her instead of knowing her at the club? So take that into consideration. Number 7, and this is a big one, your social media skills. When I go onto your Instagram or your YouTube or your Facebook or your Twitter or your any social media platform, what exactly are you showing? Now, if I'm a guy and I like you as a female and I go onto your Instagram and all over your Instagram I see you done busted open, I'm talking about every part of you I'm already familiar with, every part of you. I don't think a dude really want a female that his homeboys done seen all her glitz and glam and glory, if you understand what I'm saying. It's like, I don't know. Nobody really wants you to see the interior of their car before they see the interior of their car. I'm just saying. Hint. So, also another thing on Facebook, if he goes onto your Facebook page and sees that you always posting like crazy messages about whomever, your baby daddy, somebody in your family, somebody somewhere. I mean, you always posting crazy messages. Like, you slick bipolar. Your morning post was, hey, everybody, good morning. The Lord is good. He is greatly to be praised. Your midnight post was, ooh, I'm killing everybody on sight. I mean, I'm like, okay, did somebody hack your Facebook? No, that's you. Like, you slick throw it off. Yeah, and I mean, if he sees that, he's like, okay, so this is what I'm gonna have to deal with. Or if like you one of those people who you always taking selfies. I'm talking about you got 390 million pictures on your Instagram, and 389 million of those are of you. You don't have a picture of your puppy, your cat, your kid, your car, your house, nothing. It's just what this says to a person is that you are very self-absorbed and you really don't have too much else going on. I mean, seriously, think about it. Unless you are a face model, why you got so many nice selfies? I mean, I know it's your Instagram, but I'm just saying, this is the message that it sends to all of us. You don't do nothing else but sit at home and take selfies of you smoking weed, blowing it out, or you and your girl, me and my ace headed to the club. But then you wonder why you single. Really? You're just a fun girl. You're just a fun girl. Like, he's probably not going to want to actually settle down with you. You're going to be the one he calls to have fun with. Now, if you want to be the little toy that the cat plays with when the cat want to play, continue doing what you're doing. So, number 8. Let's see, I'll be writing this down for y'all, so make sure I get all of it. Now, these are some really good ones. These last 3 are some really, really good ones. I don't even know what order to do them in. I'll do it like this. Okay, number 8. Know your role and play your position. Okay? If you are associating with a male and y'all are friends, keep in mind you are a friend. Stop trying to play the girlfriend role. I used to work with a friend of mine in a barbershop with a lot of males, and he used to say something that was so important. You can't do girlfriend stuff with the bust down. This is his terminology. The bust down being somebody who just, they're not my girlfriend. I really don't owe them that loyalty, but I kick it with them when I need my needs fulfilled. The girlfriend is somebody who you owe the loyalty, respect, and commitment to. You don't do the girlfriend things with the bust down. Didn't quite understand it then, but surely understand it now. So if you are a friend, act as a friend. Don't be going to check his phone. Don't be, where you at? Who you with? Now you're just a friend. You're not even, he ain't gave you not a one title. He ain't told you that he even like you. He's just like, you're a friend. Y'all getting to know each other. Who you with? Where you at? What you doing? When you coming home? When you coming over? But you're just a friend. You are the friend trying to play the girlfriend position. That is one of the quickest ways to get kicked out of the rankings. You will get benched. You will no longer be starting. Do you understand? So if you're the girlfriend, be that. Be the girlfriend. You know, you have certain, you know, rights at that point in time for you to do stuff. You know, you can ask them, babe, where you at? Because you're the girlfriend. Girlfriends can do that. And if you're the wife, you darn sure can ask, babe, where you at? So basically, you have to earn your position. Don't just usurp authority, you know, just like, yeah. Unless y'all have discussed it, he's agreed. Look, we're going to go further as, you know, no longer friends, but now girlfriends, committed relationship. Girlfriend, boyfriend, committed relationship. Then, okay, y'all have talked about it. Y'all have agreed. Y'all said, okay, this is what we want to do. Understandable. The next one. Have realistic expectations. Some of y'all women want a man who works for a Fortune 500 company. He's 6 feet tall, got washboard abs, live in a $200,000+ house. You want him to have a $60,000+ car. You want him to be college educated, hopefully, preferably graduate school. You want him to have perfect credit. You want him to have no kids. You want him to be pleasing to your mother. You want everybody in your family to like him. You want him to never get a pimple. You want him to, you want him to go to your church. You want him to be a cooker, a cleaner. You know, you want him to be 50, 60 million different things. While some of those things on that list are commendable, and, you know, any woman in their right mind would aspire to have those things. If you find a guy who, you know, he's working a full-time job and may have a kid, you know, and he may not be the best option, but he is an option. So maybe try to get to know him. You know, to some women, it may be a turnoff that he has a kid. But you never know. Try to get to know him. You might find out that that was one of the best decisions that you could have ever made in your life. You know, even my significant other, he had said before he met me, he didn't necessarily want to date a young woman who had a child. He had dated a woman who had a child before, but when he met me, you know, he had said he had come to the conclusion that he didn't necessarily want to do that. However, he now has been dating me for a year, almost a year and a half, and is really adamant about my son. Like, you know, he's always like, hey buddy, how you doing? And, you know, trying to be his friend and trying to get to know him. So, you know, you never know. The person who you're dealing with may not, according to your list or your unrealistic expectations, they may not fit every single criteria. However, once you get to know them or get to, you know, involve yourself with them, you'll be like, okay, well, you know, maybe she doesn't have to be a size 4. Maybe she can be a 14. But, you know, she may have the best personality. She may be doing all these other things that fulfill you as a person, you know. So, women, keep that in mind. He may not be 6'4". He may only be 5'11". But he may treat you really well, have a good job, has had the same job for 10 years, you know, takes care of his children. You know, he may have all these other qualities that do amount to something very, very considerable versus all this other stuff. So you got to check your expectation list. Check it. and check it twice. Make sure you're not being naughty, but being nice. So, yeah, think about that. And the last, but definitely not the least, reason why some women are single is you act like you don't really want a man. If you want a man, act like you actually do. What do I mean by that? You got so many women walking around here. I'm all for college education. I'm all for getting your stuff together. I'm all for being a woman and standing up on your own 2 feet. But when you wear that on your shoulders and as a badge, I am an independent woman. Do you know what independent means? Independent means I stand alone. I.e., that's the problem right there. That's why you watching this video, because you standing alone. I'm all for have your stuff together, but don't give off this aura like, I don't need you. Because guys pick up on that during your conversation, during everything. I would like to say that I'm a female who has a majority of my stuff together. But at the same time, when I was dating, and seriously looking to date someone on a committed level, I didn't give off the aura, I got it all together, I don't need you. I would tell him what I wanted, what I needed. And, that was if that was something he could fulfill, then that is. If it wasn't, then it isn't. So don't be so independent that you just, like, keep acting like that. You're going to be alone forever. Forever, ever. Forever, ever. Forever, ever. Are you bitter? Are you bitter because somebody else hurt you? Are you bitter 2, 3, 4, 5 years after your last relationship to the point to where your conversation is thrown off, your thought process is thrown off? You think every man want to hurt you. You think every man want to take advantage of you. You think every man is a liar. You have all these negative perceptions of every single man. You exude that. So, when he tells you, oh, I'm going to be late from work, the first thing that comes through your mind is, something negative. Now, keep in mind, I've been through this. Like, there's been some times where I just didn't want to trust a guy. So you have to get to a crossroad and say to yourself, you're either going to trust him or you're going to leave him alone. That's it. Now, is it possible for you to get hurt? Yep. Is it possible for you to get lied to? Yep. Is it possible for you to end up with a short end of the stick? Yep. Is that the risk that you take when you get into a relationship? Yep. So you have to ask yourself, if this is the risk that I'm willing to take? I'm sorry. There's no way around it. Now, you also got women who are, you just too strong. I'm all for being a strong woman, whatever that means. But you just too strong. Like, you don't know how to be feminine. You don't know how to be a woman. You don't know how to be girly. Like, you don't know how to turn on the feminine mystique that all women need. Like, you just rough all the time. Like, yo, B, like, this is what we're going to do. Like, yeah, like, pass me the blunt too. Like, like you slick a dude that happens to have a vagina. Yeah, that's what you act like. You too masculine. You too, like you quick to go off. You quick to set it off. You quick to, there's nothing ladylike about you. There's nothing charming about you. There's nothing, alluring about you because you're just so rough. Like, because of whatever that happened to you up until this point has basically turned you into sandpaper. And anything that rubs up against you gets cut. You have to check yourself. Are you too rough around the edges? Like, I don't care who he is. A man is, you provoke his masculinity when you exude your femininity. And that's what I think. A lot of men are not being men because a lot of women are not being women. Like, you're trying to be too much of a man in the relationship or in the situation to where it's like, dang, the man like, well, where I fit in at? What I'm supposed to do? There's no place for me. I heard, once again, I think it was, I don't know who it was. She said anything with two heads is a freak of nature. So you can't have two men in a relationship. Well, you can nowadays, and I'm saying that from Atlanta, Georgia. But when you're dealing with a man and a woman in a relationship, one, you need to play your position. You need to play your feminine role. He needs to play his masculine role. And I'm just talking about your interactions with one another. You know, you don't have to be so aggressive and, you know, this is what it's going to be. And this is what it's going to be. Like, dog. Like, relax. Learn how to turn on your feminine charm. Like, you know, baby, this is what I prefer to do. Or, you know, this is what it could possibly be. You know, even speaking, the way you speak to a man can either provoke or, it can provoke his interest to where he's like, all right, let me listen to what she's talking about. Or it can prevent his interest. Keep that in mind. Truth is, you're hurt as a woman, and now you keep taking it out on the guy who's standing before you, but this guy has not done anything to you to warrant you taking out your past hurts on him. So keep that in mind. If you want a man, act like you actually like men. Act like you actually want to be in a relationship. And that'll open up a world of opportunity. So this has been 10 reasons why you could possibly still be single. And I hope I've helped some young lady, some middle-aged lady, and even some older lady. Because it's never too late to find love. But my point being this. Look down this list and see if any of those reasons are the reason why you could possibly still be single. Hit me up in my inbox or comment below and let me know how you feel. What you think. Does any of this apply to you? I don't know. But once again, and as always, from your girl Tanisha, hugs from afar. And I'll see you next time, okay? Bye!